Today we're going to look at the Terminator series, and in particular the new high-def transfer of the original Terminator, the original and best Terminator film. And for those who don't know, this has just been released in Europe and Australasia. Looks very different from the one that's been available for some time in America. Very crisp, good popping colours, very sharp film with little to no artifacts. I don't see any problems whatsoever. It's probably the best it's looked since the theatre, maybe even better than when it was in the theatre. So in comparison to the Blu-ray that's already been released, I never owned the Blu-ray that's been out for some time, but it always got such bad reviews, and the screen caps always, in comparison to the DVD, looked like it only the most marginal of upgrades. This here is a huge upgrade from the special edition Terminator DVD I had, and I'll just let you know what else it contains. 5.1 DTS HD Master Audio. Should also mention there's been some complaints from people online saying that it doesn't have the original mono sound. The mono sound has not been available since maybe the early days of VHS. It certainly hasn't been released on any DVD, so any way you remember the film, for most people, the way they've seen it a million times since it was in the theatre, which is on DVD, which I certainly have no problem with the way the DVDs sound. Apparently some gunshots were changed to a different sounding gunshot, but it's pretty much the way it sounded since leaving the theatres in '84, unless it was on VHS with the original mono, which is possible. But since the boom of DVD and home theatre entertainment, it has had the same sound elements that are here, and they've been boosted here, and they sound pretty good to me. It's in the original 1.85:1 theatrical aspect ratio. It's region free, and it has a selection of special features. Now, it doesn't have all the special features that have ever been released with any Terminator release, but it has the most important ones from times gone by, but nothing new. It has Creating the Terminator visual effects and music, Terminator a retrospective, and Terminated scenes, which is the deleted scenes from the film. Now, it has, as you can see, this cover here, a fairly straightforward cover there on the back. Now, there is a limited edition steelbook edition of this in certain countries or through certain retailers overseas. I don't believe that got released here. It has some nice commissioned artwork on the front, with the other ones all being released in high definition format to one degree or another, and this one really just having a real dingy, shoddy release so far. It's really nice to have this and looking so good. You can play this anywhere in the world. You can pick it up pretty easily through Amazon.co.uk, France or Germany. It's pretty easy to get a hold of if you're in a region, area where this hasn't been released. Give you a little look at the disc. The original, the best Terminator, now available high definition disc. After the Terminator, of course, James Cameron came back with a sequel, which, much like he did with Alien to Aliens, he decided to sort of switch genres and turn it into just a kind of a blockbuster action flick, and loses the good grim tone of the original. It doesn't really seem like it's set in the same serious world, but as far as an action movies go, it was one of the best ones, and it was thrilling to see at the cinema when I was a kid. The only thing that makes it hard on rewatch is Ed Furlong is just so annoying in it, and the way his character was written by James Cameron. I find myself having to forward through some of those parts sometimes. Now, this one here is apparently the best of the 3 different Blu-rays that are Terminator 2. It's not perfect. It has a little bit too much DNR, but it's not too bad. It's nothing like Predator, not even approaching that sort of level of DNR. I actually found it a pretty nice watch. This one here has the 3 different versions of the film seamlessly branched. I always prefer the original theatrical version. I don't like the stuff that gets added in on the longest cut. Also has a feature commentary, deleted scene with audio commentary, feature-length picture-in-picture, exclusive behind-the-scenes slideshow with cast and crew comments, production commentary and trivia track, storyboard and script, a THX trailer, interactive quiz and games, and 4 restored T2 trailers. This one here, the Skynet edition, is the one to get for Terminator 2 Judgment Day. After Terminator 2, the timeline for the movies go in 2 different directions, one with the TV series and one with the further movies. First of all came Terminator 3 Rise of the Machines, the first non-James Cameron involved Terminator project. And what I can really say about this film is it's pretty horrible. The female Terminator, her facial expressions were just laughable. Pointless story. The end of the story is pretty much where the third one should have begun. No depth. Arnold was actually just terrible in this. All of his movements, everything was just terrible from him. I only picked this up when I found it on Super Special just to complete the set. Originally in America, the release of Terminator 3 was mistakenly released in 1080i. This one here is, of course, the 1080p version. They quickly released it again in 1080p for the second batch, but this here is well down the track after that, because I picked it up just for $5 New Zealand dollars just recently. It comes with 3 audio commentaries, 5 behind-the-scene featurettes on the making of the movie, deleted scene, blooper reel, and exclusive to Blu-ray, the picture experience. Now, as I say, it's in 1080p, it's in the original aspect ratio, it's got 5.1 surround. It looks and sounds fine. I did put it on just to check it out. I haven't watched it right through. I haven't been able to stomach it yet. I'll probably watch this when I do a marathon of the movies. But I really don't like quite a lot of it. It starts okay, it ends okay, but pretty much everything in the middle, and everything to do with both Terminators, really just quite awful. The final film, so far at least, Terminator Salvation. A flawed work, but a lot better than people give it credit for. It had the right tone, it had the best tone of the Terminator film since the original. It's very dark, grim. The problem seemed to be is that they would try and force in too many ideas for different technological terrors. Also, Christian Bale's take, or the way he was directed to act in this film, he was just shouting non-stop. There was no range of emotion. He didn't seem like John Connor. It was hard to listen to and hard to get behind him. The ending also is pretty crappy, but I do like the CG Arnie from the original Terminator. Even though I'm not a fan of CG, it was good to see the young, bulked up Arnie from Terminator 1. This, of course, being the Blu-ray, it has the director's cut, which is only about a minute longer, but it is better just for that minute that's in it. Being quite a new film, it looks fabulous. Very action-oriented film, so the surround sound is amazing. It's a pretty good film, although it just feels like there's something missing. It's a little hollow, but definitely has the tone and the action. Some ideas that work and some that don't, and a little too crammed in, but worth getting, and a huge step up from Terminator 3. Now, my preferred timeline leads from after Terminator 2. We go to Terminator the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Looks fabulous on Blu-ray and sounds fabulous. Though this series is a great story, very referential to the first and second film, has great scenes set in the future, has a lot of surprises. It's a shame it got cut short, even though it was rating better than some things that got kept going. I think it was a matter of cost. Now, I did have the DVDs of these, but I upgraded, and the DVDs came with a pretty cool booklet. This does not, but it has a lot more special features than the DVD I had. DVD didn't really have any special features. Well, the Australasian one did. I believe the overseas ones had some, but special features for the Blu-ray of Season 1, the commentary on 3 episodes. The commentaries are really good on this, on both seasons. Creating the Chronicles, a 3-part look at the series. Both the broadcast version and extended cut of Episode 7. Cast audition tapes, terminated scenes, storyboard animatics, summer glow dance rehearsal, and a gag reel. Well, this one does have a booklet. I don't know if my first season is just missing a booklet, or if it didn't come with a booklet. But so this one was 22 episodes. First season was, I think, 8 episodes, so that's 30 episodes all up. So you come with a little book, some photos, information about each episode, and some other information also. So these are actual sequels to the first 2 films, including minor characters from the first 2 films. It's an interesting way to go with with the time travel thing. That there could be multiple different ways things could go. So you have 2 timelines: Terminator 1, 2, Sarah Connor Chronicles Season 1, 2, and then the other timeline: Terminators 1, 2, 3, and Salvation. Back to this. Seek it out. The original, the best. Now in high def. This Hidden World recommended.